Hola primas, today I'm doing a beginner's guide to an affordable makeup collection. Okay, maybe you're just starting out and you don't know what to get, or you're looking for some more affordable options. I have some great recommendations. I'm going to be giving you guys several recommendations and some of my personal favorites from the drugstore. Everything I mentioned is affordable and can be found at your local grocery store or drugstore. Maybe you're looking for new affordable products, or you're just starting out in makeup and you feel overwhelmed when you go to the store. I'm going to be giving some options and some of my personal favorites from the drugstore, so when you go in, you feel less overwhelmed, you have more ideas of like how the formulas work, the finishes, what works good together. So let's get into it because we have chisme today. I think we're doing our first listener letter, which I'm so excited about. Quickly, I'd like to preface this by saying if you have access to a Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, I would recommend buying your makeup there as opposed to Ulta. Ulta is a little more expensive, okay? CVS is my home. I have never bought anything from CVS full price. I always have a coupon, the extra buck reward, or like the 20 to 30% off one item. That is amazing. CVS, I wish I had a CVS by me because I would be there every day. I love it there. Everything I mentioned, I had bought on sale. You can get it on sale. If there's a will, there's a way, chica. You can get it for cheaper than it already is. I promise, okay? Okay, let's go cacheton. Here we go, okay? I'm gonna be breaking this up into categories. First, let's go into brows. Mostly brows are your business. I use the cheap Got2b Jalea gel for like $2. And then I like to go in with a brow pen because I have super sparse eyebrows. This one from Milani is a good option. Y'all have a lot of friends, because I don't. Can you tell? I don't have a lot of friends and it's making me sad. I've never felt sad about it before until this year. This summer has been like the loneliest summer. The most Lana-coated summertime sadness sobbing summer. Anyway, now let's talk primers and kind of bases. So I, for the most part, never use a primer. I like a very natural, moisturized, glowy base, so I just use my sunscreen as a primer. The only place I would really recommend a primer is if you're super oily and want something mattifying or pore filling. I'll put in some options that are affordable at the drugstore if that's something you're interested in. If you're on TikTok, you've probably seen the people talk about these L'Oreal Glotion glowy drop things, which are like a dupe for the Drunk Elephant ones, which I've never tried and I do not have an interest to try, and also the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Now, I tried this one the other day. Filming this video, by the way, I filmed this video 3 times. Dry. Yes, I speak German. But the audio was so messed up and I'm so sorry for the first 2 videos I uploaded with the horrible audio. I finally think I figured it out, inshallah, ojalá, because this is so bad. But like I said, I'm learning. It's my first days out here. From the other day, and it literally did nothing for me. It gave a tiny tint, and honestly, I'll try it right now again on my hand to show you. This in, and it just blends into nothing. Maybe looks a little moisturized, but there's really no difference, and it's nothing comparable to, for example, the Say one. If you want something glowy, like the other super viral Charlotte Tilbury, I think you should get the e.l.f. This is the dupe for it, and it is the same thing. This is also not necessary, but if you want it because it's fun, or you want to mess around with like the glowy finish of your makeup, this is a good option. I only apply it to the highest points of my face, and then I just blend it out with a brush. Also, we're going to be having our first listener letter segment. I'm so sorry it's taken so long. Like I said, it's been a sad girl summer. It's been tough. But I also don't know if I should post it as a separate video completely, because I feel like I could talk for a long time on the subject, because we have some chismecitos coming in, you guys, for real. And as you can see, it just gives a like glowy finish to the skin. Be mindful, this does have a little coverage to it, a tiny bit, but it's going to leave a cast on your face, so you need to be mindful of the shade, like get the right shade. Next, if you are looking for a skin tint or foundation, for a skin tint, I really recommend this Milani one. It's very comparable to the Say Slip Tint. It's very dewy and light coverage. Now, if you want coverage, I would recommend something like this L'Oreal skin tint thing. People say that this is glowy. It is not. To me, it is a very natural finish, so keep that in mind. Also, if you want a little more coverage, the Milani foundations are great and come in a lot of different colors. But personally, for me, on the day-to-day basis, I don't do foundation or skin tint because I don't like the feeling of too much on my skin. So I go in with a bronzer. Now, speaking of bronzers, I looked high and low at the drugstore for you guys and spent so much. Essentially, I was trying to find something similar to my favorite Say bronzer, which is just like a cream emollient bronzer. Just so you have a little more knowledge on these products, so when you go into the store, you know what you're looking at. So I picked up this Revolution cream bronzer, and I'm going to insert swatches because this is called a bronzer, and on me, it is gray. this is a contour. If you want a contour shade, this is amazing. It is shade medium. Nothing bronzer about this, okay? At all. And another day I was looking for a contour because I'm like, people maybe want a contour stick. Not everybody likes bronzer. So I picked up the NYX contour face shaping stick. It also comes with a highlighter if that's something you're interested in. I don't really like highlighter all that much, so it's not for me, but on me is kind of like a bronzer. On my hand it looks kind of cool tone, but on my face it blends out warm. I don't know what's going on at the drugstore where they say one thing and then they give you another. I don't know. My third purchase, I bought another contour stick, but I bought this one knowing it would be a bronzer because this honestly to me is a bronzer. Is the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Where's Walnut. This has a natural finish and it is very blendable. It's very blendable and comes in several shades. Everything comes down to your methods and your techniques. You can make anything work. I'll just go straight into the product first. I just lightly put it on the high points of my face. Lately, I do my blush before my concealer. Also, blush is my all-time favorite product, so I have a lot of options for you guys. Go through these real quickly so you have a better idea of what they're like and you can make a choice for yourself. I put stickers on mine because I like stickers. Duh. I would recommend this one to beginners the most. It is just the easiest no frills blush, cream blush. This one is disgusting and used and abused and old, by the way. In the color Rose Pink, and it has a natural to more dewy finish. If you like the terracotta ready tones like myself, for example this Say blush, which is a little more expensive, I have some alternatives here. Now this e.l.f. putty blush is the more affordable one. It is essentially the same color as Say Spicy. This is a cream to powder formula, which will last longer. It's very easy to blend. If you have oily skin, I would recommend this one. Now, if you want something more dewy and something with insane pigment, the Juvia's Place blushes are a complete dupe for the Rare Beauty blushes. But be warned, these have way more pigment. Like, you need to use a microscopic amount of this for it to show up on your skin. But if you have a deeper complexion, that would be probably very nice. It is a little pricier. I think this was like, I don't know, $18. But I also, again, I got it on sale. Again, I got it on sale because this was not at Sephora. Sephora never, ever has a sale besides their like semi-annual BS one, whatever. Also, Milani has great cream blushes. They're a more natural creamy finish and they have a lot of colors. Personally, I hate like a peach or a pink blush on me. I'm always looking for the deep red berries, and Milani has some good ones. I'm gonna use this insane Juvia's Place one today because I don't know, I like the danger. That much is probably far too much for my whole face. It's also kind of good if you don't want to mess up your makeup underneath because you barely have to touch the skin for the pigment to deposit, I guess. Next, I do my concealer, and drugstore concealers are a little difficult. Sometimes the shade ranges are not so much a range, but just 5 shades of white. Context, I have the most sensitive eyes on the planet, so I'm always looking for a concealer that is safe for sensitive eyes. Let's go through these right now. My all-time favorite drugstore concealer, which is hard to find, Flower Light Illusion concealer, Flower Beauty, Drew Barrymore's brand. Drew Barrymore needs to get it together and put this brand in more stores. You can buy it online at Ulta. The only concealer I have ever tried that does not crease. This one. It is a dupe for that Hourglass Vanish concealer, the super expensive one. Unfortunately, this makes my eyes burn so bad, so I had to stop using it. If you don't like full coverage and you're looking for something more kind of like a serum, a light texture for your under eyes, the Sephora collection Bright Future concealer is also very good. Sephora collection has a lot of good options. I would recommend buying it during one of their semi-annual sales when you have that 30% off the Sephora collection. That's where I buy all my stuff. It all comes out very affordable. Something very comparable to this is the Flower Beauty Serum Concealer as well. I don't know how many shades they have though, because I got Sand, which was like more than halfway down the display, and it's so light I cannot wear it. Sticking with CVS because it's my literal home, this was also kind of viral on TikTok, this Joa Under Eye Serum Concealer. I like it. I would say that this is a true light coverage concealer, so if you want something super natural, moisturizing, this is it. It has this like fluffy applicator situation going on, but it is scented. It smells like perfume. Why did they do that? I have no idea. I cannot wear this under my eyes because it makes my eyes burn because there's literal perfume in it. Okay, let's talk NYX because I think they have the best shades at the drugstore. Like this NYX Bear With Me concealer, I've seen people compare it to the Kosas concealer. I do not think they are the same, but I almost think this one's better. But I think it makes my eyes burn. That's a me problem, I think. So it also comes in this pump component, which I'm not that fond of, but it is hygienic, like you're not touching anything, I guess. I'd say this has medium coverage, natural to a dewy finish. I really, really like this one, especially if you're just starting out. I think you would love this under the eyes and on the face. If you want something more like this first one I mentioned that's gonna dry down and not crease at all, the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop is such an underrated formula. This stuff, put this on, blend it, it is not creasing at all. It's not moving. None of these are my shade. I bought them in the winter and have gotten darker since then. I'm gonna go in with Stretch Concealer by Glossier, which I think is kind of affordable, kind of. And it doesn't make my eyes burn, and I just don't want my eyes to burn today. I'll go in with the Joa one, kind of around the darkness on my mouth. Now powder, look no further than the NYX Press Powder. It is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. If you don't want talc, CoverGirl has some affordable talc-free options. Also affordable, because stuff at the drugstore is expensive these days. Which is why I tell you to use the coupons, use the extra bucks, and if you're in another country, Mexico or Europe, I feel like makeup in Europe is more affordable. There's also better brands, let's not say it. The Mercadona line in Spain is good. Si estás en Mexico, yo no uso mucho de Beauty Creations ni Bisou porque me hace alergia. It gives me allergies, Bisou and Beauty Creations, for my eyes, but I do use like their lip liners and some other things I'll talk about in a second. If you're a more full coverage girl and you want a smooth, poreless base, you need to try the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out powder. This is a finishing powder, it's not a setting powder. It also comes in this really cool packaging. If you're looking to experiment with eyeshadows, just get yourself this $3 e.l.f. eyeshadow quad. Comes in a lot of different shades. Mine is destroyed because I use it every day. They're great eyeshadows, especially if you're just starting out. I use the black every day to do my eyeliner. Pick a mascara you like. Do not ever buy a high-end mascara. You can get a waterproof, a volumizing, a not waterproof, a tubing mascara. You could get it all at the drugstore. Don't be pendeja. Not me though, I use the Clinique one because I got hella sensitive eyes, so... Real quick, I want to touch on this palette. This palette is from the Sephora collection. If you're looking for something with a blush, a highlight, and a bronzer, girl, this is the one. Like I said, get it during the sale. It is called the Micro Smooth Captivating Palette. They have this one and a lighter version of it. I use this every day. If you want to use it to just like set your bronzer or your blush, however you prefer. Now if you know me, you know lip liner is my one true love. I cannot go a day without it. At the drugstore, if you want something waterproof, the Revlon gel ones are so waterproof and last so long. NYX also makes some good lip liners, but why are these like almost $5 now for a pencil? That is insane to me. They have a waterproof formula and just a regular version as well. My favorite NYX liner is Cold Brew. As you can see, she is tiny. I also want to shout out the lip liner brand Italia Deluxe. I found this at my local beauty shop next to the Bisou counter, just in a random cup. And I also hear people say they always find these at swap meets. I don't know. But this makeup brand is so bomb. These are so incredibly creamy, like Makeup Forever level creamy. And these were so cheap. I'm gonna go over this with brown. My lip liner is on. I'm already feeling more like myself. If you want lipsticks, Revlon Milani. If you want a good gloss and you have access to the brand Kiko, get Kiko. Affordable, amazing color options. This is like a beautiful glitter. Lately, I've been into this lip oil from NYX. Girl, clearly I got 3. Side note, one of my favorite girls on TikTok, let's just say she got into a relationship like a couple months ago and she fell off the face of the earth. Like she was only posting about her mans. My man. Barely posting, whatever, get your bag, live your life. And then now they just broke up and homegirl's posting like 15 times a day. Like, girl, don't come back to me. You left me for that man and now you want to come back, post 15 times a day? You're fake. You're fake. I know she's coping, but also why do we get so obsessed with men? Why? It's like nobody listens to me. I'm gonna go in with a little of this red one in the center. I love the way these smell. If you want that Charlotte Tilbury highlight one, get the Flower Beauty one. It's the same thing and I've had both. Stays on. It does not move at all. Okay, that was a lot. If you're looking for a powdered highlight, Revolution has tons of different colors to choose from and they are very pretty. But if you're looking for a texture like the Miss Dior palette, okay girl, I got something for you. I received this highlight from this brand Estate NPR. Never heard of her. I'm assuming it's affordable. They sent me like 4 and I tell you, this is such a creamy buttery highlight and it reminds me so much of the Dior palette because it's such a smooth, almost wet looking highlight. Anyway, that's everything I would recommend if you were looking for a full face of new affordable makeup. If you have any questions, leave them down below about products, about anything. I've probably tried it because I try a lot of makeup. Ask me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can keep up with me by following me everywhere here. I'll list it. I'm gonna start posting on Instagram more, like casual stories and stuff. I avoid Instagram. I don't like it, but girl, I'm becoming vain again. You'll see me. And now we can get into our first listener letter segment, which I don't know if I'm gonna do it now or after, but you'll find out. I'll put it in the screen. If it's after, I'll post them at the same time, so no worry, no preocupación, okay?